The Indiana Bureau of Motor Vehicles is now mailing out letters to people eligible for a refund. So we've got our financial advisor, Elaine Beadle, in studio today. We want to talk more about this issue. Elaine, so who's eligible for these refunds from the BMV?
Well, I am. I actually just got a letter. There's about 180,000 people, which only represents about 3.5% of all the people who have registered vehicles since 2004.
Right.
So only 3 or 4 out of 100 people will actually get this letter. But they do plan on giving $29 million in refunds plus interest. So with that little simple math, that's about $161 plus interest on average per person. So it's worth something. But what happens is you get something in the mail, and this is the envelope it comes in, so it's very apparent. It says excise tax refund information, so hopefully you won't miss it if you get it. And inside you have a letter that kind of explains the situation, which was having been overcharged because your vehicle was misclassified through the software system and they charged you too much. So they're refunding that plus interest. So the letter even indicates the interest rate, which I think is anywhere from 1% to 9% depending on the year. But the other important thing in there is an application. And the application is actually pre-filled out with your name, your vehicle make and model, and how much you're going to receive in the refund. So it's very simple. All you need to do is actually sign that and return it to them in an envelope, which they also provide to mail back to them. So it's pretty simple to do and important that you don't miss it if the opportunity is there for you to do it.
Now this refund really handles, I mean, years worth of being overcharged.
Right.
What happens if somebody's moved? I mean, how are they able to find you at that
Well,
point?
actually, they're going to make their best efforts, so that's why they're sending it to the last address that they have, and hopefully it'll get forwarded. And that's why you put in a mailing address of where you want the check to be sent back.
Okay.
Or if they can't find you, they're going to use national databases to search, you know, if that letter comes back to them. And if they exhaust all their opportunities to do it, it is going to show up on the Indiana unclaimed property list that the Attorney General has. So if people are in that situation, it's a good place to check.
Now, what if the vehicle is owned by someone who has died? Does that refund then get passed down to somebody?
It does. It does. In fact, the second side of the sheet, the back side, if that's the case, that the vehicle was owned by someone who has since passed away, that you need to indicate their information and then provide what role you are. If you're a surviving spouse, you check that box. If you're just another heir, you check that. And you indicate if you're the executor or the trustee or whatever. And then you do have to provide an extra document proving you have that role of executor or what it might be, power of attorney. So that needs to go in with this document as well. But then the check will come back to wherever you direct it.
All right, we got to get you to sign yours, mail it back so you get your money back. All right, Elaine Beadle with Beadle Financial, and we have more on her company on WTHR.com.